Welcome to today's episode. We're going to be talking about what I'm doing right now, which is the 5-day reset. And the reason I want to talk about this today is because health can either hold us back or it can enable us to show up our best. Because when we're feeling like crap, we're not going to be able to show up our best in any area or capacity for ourselves or for anyone else. This was probably the biggest lesson that I learned when I started my health journey back in, I think it was about 20. I had just had this idea in my head that somehow it was more holy if I put myself last and treated myself as a doormat and made sure everyone else was taken care of, but didn't take care of myself and just gave myself the leftovers. I had this false idea that taking care of myself was somehow selfish. And, I do think that the self-care, self-love has gone way too far in the opposite direction. But what I learned probably was one of the most powerful things that's changed my life. Just one, not all, but one, is that taking care of myself first allows me to show up better and take care of those around me, the ones that I love most, better. And if I don't take care of myself, I'm not able to take care of everyone as well. I'm not able to show up in the same mental capacity or physical capacity. And that was really what sparked my journey into health and wellness, was because I was tired of sitting on the sidelines watching my life happen because I just didn't feel good. I was carrying extra weight from having 3 kids in 3 years. I was completely depleted of nutrients because I had 3 kids. And, if your kids are going to take whatever it is that they need to grow, leaving you depleted. So back to what I'm doing now is the 5-day reset. So last year, this is crazy for me to think that just last year I was pregnant at this time as a gestational carrier. Like, it kind of seems like a dream, like it didn't actually happen, but I know it did. I've gotten to hold the sweet baby multiple times. It just is crazy to think about that. But through that process, I had to take a lot of fertility drugs, shots, pills, all the things. And I think what happened through that was just a toxic burden on my body. And so coming off of, having her in December, and then pumping for a couple months, I think it was through early March, maybe it was the end of February. I can't remember. But anyway, I just started to notice some things in myself that, like, I was carrying some excess fat in my belly, and not just like loose skin from like the pregnancy, but it was just I was carrying this fat in my belly that I had put on during taking the meds, and it wasn't going away. And it seemed like no matter what I did, well, whether I was like, I know how to eat healthy and work out, right? Like, I prioritize protein, I prioritize more movement, I prioritize resistance training, like all the things, right? Now, do I ever eat perfectly? No. And there's this crazy thing that happens is, when you continue to eat unhealthy here and there, it rewires our brain to want to reach for the highly palatable but low nutrient density foods, right? Like, they taste good, but they don't do anything good for us, and they add more toxins to our body. So the toxins from the meds, the toxins from just not eating so great, and I was starting to notice these things. Like, I was feeling tired no matter what I did, waking up tired again. Like, that's a big sign. Like, if you're going to bed at a decent hour and you're sleeping, 8 to 10 hours and you're still waking up tired, that is a sign that something's going on inside your body. And so that was starting to happen to me again, where I was waking up and I was tired no matter how much sleep I got. I was having more brain fog. I was noticing that I just didn't feel good. And actually, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, like, I'm turning my neck from chin to shoulder to the other side, like back and forth, and I have full range of motion in that. I was getting to the point where, like, my neck was so stiff every single day, especially at night, that looking towards my left shoulder, I did not have a full range of motion in that. and there was a lot of pain, like especially at the base of my neck, and like I could just tell, like I was waking up and I was retaining water. My joints were starting to hurt more, like just all of these things that I'm sure most people would be like, oh well, you're 37, so that makes sense, like you're getting older. But you're only as old as you feel, and I was starting to feel much older than my age. And we are our own best health advocates. And this is something that I know and truly believe. And I know that there's always a solution, and we don't have to feel that way, or we don't have to feel our age or whatever. Like, that is such a load of crap. Just because something is normal and like common does not mean that it has to be your normal. And so I've known for a while that I needed to do a reset. But I just didn't, because, right, it seems challenging, right? It's a challenge. I just talked in my last episode about growth only happens through challenge. And so it was funny because, well, I know like my toxic load too is pretty high. And so I actually was having conversations with a friend of mine, and she had recently done this testing through another friend who is getting certified as some kind of health coach. I don't know, but a holistic health practitioner, I think. Anyway. And so I looked into it because I really want to know, like, you guys know, I'm not someone who goes to the doctor. Like, straight up, I don't trust doctors, and I'm sorry if you're a doctor and that rubs you the wrong way, but the training you guys have received is not about wellness or prevention. It's just not. You know, the fact that the training for nutrition is only like very, very small, like that's crazy to me. Like, what we put in our bodies and on our bodies and around our bodies and how we move our bodies is wellness. And that is what doctors should be trained on. So I don't go to the doctor, right? Like, unless I have to, which I never do, because I have natural ways to help myself at home. So, and I work on prevention every day. But I don't even know where I was going on that. Sorry, I went on a ranting tangent because it's so funny because I filled out a form for anytime we have to fill out a school form for like a field trip or something. There's always a line that says like doctor's name and phone number. And I literally write Dr. Anyone, and I cross out the number because I'm like, I literally don't care. Just call 911 if it's an emergency. Like, otherwise, we're not going to our doctor because, first of all, I don't even know who our doctor is. TRICARE, we like had to switch our primary care so many times. I don't even know. And I don't care because we also do vaccine religious exemptions. And in order to go get like a school physical, we just go to like CVS, Minute Clinic, whatever. So there you go. There's that. Anyway, so I don't even know where I was going with all that. Like, train derailed. I got so excited about talking. Maybe not excited, but passionate about talking about that. So anyways, so I was doing this. So I waited on this test. Like, I wanted to take this test first because that's what it was. I wanted to see what's going on inside my body. So something that I've recently learned is that blood work is actually not a very effective way to check in and know where you're at health-wise, because by the time you have markers in your blood showing up, you're already in the disease stages. And really, you need to test your systems, like how well is your detox, how well is your body detoxing? How, do you have a toxic load in your body of heavy metals, pesticides, parasites, even molds, those kinds of things? How well is your metabolism working? How well is your digestive system working? Like, all of these things. There's I think like 14 different systems that this test tested. And I haven't gotten the results back yet, but I wanted to get that test done before I did the reset because I wanted to know, like, baseline, like, how bad is it? And specifically, like, what do I need to do? So anyways, I already had this reset scheduled. And it was funny because this past weekend, I was going to do a 2-day shake detox beforehand. It's funny because I was talking to other people who are doing the same thing that I'm doing, and they did not want to do the 2-day shake detox because it seemed too challenging or difficult for them. I don't know. In my mind, I'm just like, I've fasted in the past before, so it doesn't matter. Like, to me, I was like, it's not that hard. However, I planned to do this on a weekend. We were going to be with family at a birthday party. hanging out, all the things. And like, I went into it with every intention of finishing it. And then I just looked at Zach and I was like, yeah, I don't have the kind of willpower for this. Like, I want to enjoy myself. We're with family. Like, I don't want to be that person that's like, standing off in the corner and drinking her watered down shake, doing this fast. Like, it's fine. I have the reset starting Monday. I can do this 2-day fast later if I need to, whatever. So it was funny because I was like, hey, it's me, the quitter, talking to my husband, and he kept teasing me saying I was a quitter, but it's totally fine because I didn't bring any shame with it. Like I said, I was just like, yeah, this was poor timing. I shouldn't have tried to do this like in this environment and situation and whatever. Anyway, so Monday, I started the 5-day reset, and actually two weeks ago, I think it was, I hosted a webinar on, how to lose fat and keep it off, right? How to eat more. That's what it was called. How to eat more and lose fat, right? How to eat more for fat loss. Something like that. What did I name it? I don't know. It's funny. So this is like the most popular webinar that I host probably once a year, every year for the last, 3 or so years. And we've changed the name just a little bit. But essentially, it's about being able to eat more because you're prioritizing protein, right? And, working out less because you're doing resistance type training, right? Heavy weights. But this time we changed a little bit because we included the importance of a detox first. And I thought this was the best. Like, I'll put the link in the show notes because it was such a great webinar and we got amazing feedback on it. Because a lot of times when people think of like detox, like why detox, right? Like our liver does that, right? But unfortunately, we are surrounded by toxins all the time, right? Whether it's environmental, it could be like what your neighbor's spraying on their grass, what you're spraying on your grass. It can be the water that you're drinking, the products you're putting on your body, on your skin, the water that's in your shower, like so many things, right? And like we are living in a time when you can't even say that you're no tox anymore. Like you can't. Like I would say intentional low tox is more where I'm at because there's no way you can 100% avoid all the toxins because they're literally in our air outside all around us. And so we need to understand that sometimes our livers get overburdened and they start to feel sluggish, and that impacts other systems within our body. And just taking good things like eating healthy, taking our supplements, vitamins, minerals, all the things, right? Like it can't work very well if our bodies are also battling all of this toxic burden, just an overwhelm. And so things start to go awry. As we've seen, I mean, I don't know what the percentages are of people who have autoimmune disorders and all of these things, but that starts to happen because systems start to go awry and our bodies will limp along in whatever way that they have to, robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of thing. And anyways, and so I talked about this in that webinar, and how it's so important to start with a detox first, which helps your body and supports your liver in removing toxins, in removing built up waste in your intestines to help you to reestablish good gut bacteria, because so much of our health and wellness is housed in our gut. And that is, I think what is it, like over 1 billion people struggle with digestive issues in the US alone, or so, I don't know, that doesn't sound right, but it's a lot of people. Like it's like 90% of people struggle with gut issues, something, or those are just statistics I put on my butt, but I know it's something like that, like gut issues, right? Like not being able to poop every day consistently, satisfyingly so, completely, like that is actually what should be normal. And I mean, you probably struggle with digestive issues in some capacity yourself, whether it's not being able to go, inconsistently going too much because your body has a freak out and like wants to get rid of everything, right, for whatever reason. And so doing a reset helps your body to stabilize your guts, reestablish good gut bacteria, get rid of any built up waste, because we can have like up to 25 pounds of waste in our guts. Like, ew, that's gross, right? And so this is why like the number on the scale is probably one of the least important ways to measure your health and wellness, because there are so many factors, like, and doing kind of like a reset detox, you're actually losing like waste, built up waste and toxins and all that. But it does jumpstart weight loss, which is fat is what you want to lose, right? We don't just want to lose weight. If you do, I want you to step back and rethink that whole thing, because you've been brainwashed and you've been fooled and tricked by society into thinking that you need to eat less and move more, and that the number on the scale is the most important thing to measure your health. It's not at all, because muscle is actually more dense than fat. But the more muscle you have, the more lean muscle you have, the better your body is going to be and effective at burning more fat. And that's what you want. And so it's interesting, because when I work out and I'm prioritizing protein, the number on the scale doesn't change. And sometimes it even goes up because I'm putting on more muscle. But it really is important to measure like your actual measurements, like your inches around your waist and your belly and all those things, because you will notice that your shape changes. The number on the scale might not change, or it might even go up a little bit, but your clothes are fitting better and you're feeling better. And anyway, so back to this detox. I'm on day 2 today. It's 5 days. I love it. It's actually what I got started with like back in the day before Shackley had an official cleanse. And I'll be honest, I don't love the 7-day cleanse because it doesn't have any protein in it. But I love the supplements in the 7-day cleanse. And so what we have done is we have essentially modified and made our own in a 5-day reset, because 5 days is doable for anybody because it's a Monday through Friday, right? 7 days, you're getting into the weekend. That gets a little bit more challenging. But 5 days, that's it. You have protein throughout the day, so your body, you're just going to feel better, you're just going to have more energy in that sense, right? And you're eating real food, right? So you're not going to feel like overly exhausted or tired. Now, I will say, when you are detoxing, there are symptoms that go along with that. You know, sometimes it can be as severe as like feeling like you have cold, flu, something like that. Like I've witnessed it with my clients in the past who have done it. And, you know, the thing is, like, our bodies will store toxins in our fat to protect us. And so, like I said, when I was experiencing that, I had more of this fat in my belly, and that's where I had put these shots and it wasn't going away. You know, your body is not going to allow you to lose fat if there are toxins built up, because releasing all of those fat cells is going to release the toxins, and it could kill you, right? Like if you do it too quickly. And so our bodies are going to protect themselves. And so if you are doing the things and you're not seeing any inches lost, fat lost, and you're actually seeing more fat accumulated, that is a great sign that you need to detox. You need to aid your body in the safe and healthy removal of toxins. And it might take a few times, a few rounds, depending on how high your toxic burden and toxin load. So anyways, it's so funny though. Yesterday my blender broke. I was like, day 1 of the reset. My blender broke. So I've had to pivot a little bit and just mixing my protein with liquid and not adding my fruits and veggies, and then just like adding more greens to my salad at night. And then just eating like the things that I would have had, like the berries, banana, all that throughout the day, right? Just grazing. But that's another thing I love about the 5-day reset, because you are having, you know, a morning shake, a lunch shake, and then dinner. You can have a third shake if you need it, or you can just have a big salad with leafy greens and lots of veggies and lean protein. And then you have an AM snack and a PM snack where, you know, I usually the morning one, I will just focus on like high fiber berries, fruit, and veggies with lots of water in them. Hungry. And so I will add some protein in with that snack, and I'll do like a hard-boiled egg. Like that's my favorite go-to. And so, yeah, and that's it. And then you just, in the morning, you wake up, you have a big glass of water, you drink water all day long, hydrating, helping your body to get rid of those toxins and that waste, right? Then you have AM supplements. It's a little sachet packet. I don't have one on my desk here, but It has different supplements in it to help your liver, to support your liver in the toxin removal. It has probiotics to help to reestablish that good gut bacteria. And it also has alfalfa in it to help your body to reduce inflammation, to give your body rich nutrients that you can only get. Alfalfa is a very unique plant. Like the roots go down so deep, so it is much more nutrient dense than any other plants that you can get because of its root system. Anyway, so that helps with inflammation. And then there's also in the PM pack, there's Herblax, which helps to remove all that built up waste, and you're pairing this with lots of fruits and veggies and all that, so you're scrubbing your guts with that fiber, cleaning it all up, right? And that protein is just supporting your movement, your energy, right? Like all the things. So yeah, like it's been great. I told Zach yesterday that I wasn't even through the whole day and I just felt so much better. Like in day one, like my body needed this so badly. I mean, I was getting to the point where my guts were so bloated. Like it didn't matter what I ate. My guts would start bloating mid-morning, and by evening, like I looked like I was 6 months pregnant. Like it was crazy. I was struggling in the bathroom where I either couldn't go or I was like liquid going all the time. Like it just was bad. And it's so crazy to me that like how quickly we forget what good feels like. You know, we forget. We just do. Like, we just get used to feeling uncomfortable and gross. And like that becomes our normal. And it doesn't have to be. And doing something like this has reminded me so quickly of what good feels like. And it's like just this clean feeling, like feeling lighter, like I'm not, bloating like I was. And like my guts were hurting before. Like I could just feel like rubbing my belly, like how inflamed my guts were and how unhappy they were. They don't feel that way now. Like it's amazing. So yeah, you probably need a detox if you've never done one. And I know there are people out there saying, and I think I already said this, but like people will be like, oh, detoxes and cleanse, like they're totally just like fad hype gimmicks to make some sales. Well, let me just tell you something. You can believe what you want, but I'm feeling great over here and I'm pooping like normal. So, I think there are cleanses out there that are scary and gimmicky, and I wouldn't recommend. Like I said, I don't straight up recommend the 7-day healthy cleanse from Chelsey that we have by itself without adding protein and doing some modifications like we teach, because it's too low calorie, and we need protein, and I just don't like it. And I don't think it's hard. Like it's really hard. And I know hard things are worthwhile, but like there are certain things that it's just like, no, there are better ways to do it. And so I think that there are cleanses out there that are not helpful. And here's a story for you. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Jillian Michaels' Diet Bet. I know she's I don't know if she owns it or she's a big supporter of it or whatever, but essentially it's where you pay money to join a group, right? And then there's like an end date, and I don't know if it's whoever loses the most weight or whoever like gets the closest to their goal or whatever, like wins. And or like if you hit your goal, I think then you're in the run, like you get part of the pot of money. And I remember I did this, and like this is that number on the scale mentality, and I was down to like the last day, and I was probably 3 pounds away from my goal. And do you know what I did? Like this is crazy because this is how deeply rooted that number on the scale mentality was to me at the time. I mean, this was probably 10 years ago, but I took a bunch of laxatives to like get to that number, and I did. And you know what? Guess how much money I got from that pot? $37. Like so dumb. Like I looking back, like I can't believe I did that, but like that is the kind of thinking that has us where we are as a society, especially among women, and how we look at food. Food is a gift, it's fuel, and it should help us feel our best and have energy and feel light and clean, but also enjoyable, right? Like there's no good or bad foods. Okay, I mean, there's some bad foods like that just make you feel terrible, but like, are you in tune enough with your body to know when you eat something and you feel bad, to know that, oh yeah, okay, so my body doesn't like that, so I'm not going to eat that anymore. Or if I am going to eat that, I am going to have a full understanding and awareness that eating this is going to do this, right? Like, are we going to be that honest with ourselves? And it was interesting. So when I started the 2 day shake fast. Like, this is not a Shaklee thing, though I was using Shaklee protein. Essentially what it does is it helps your body to completely pause and do a mini reset before the reset. Anyway, but that morning, like, I probably did that shake cleanse until, I don't know, I probably did that until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. I didn't notice it then. But later that day, because I had eaten mac and cheese, so there's dairy in that. I had potato salad, there's dairy in that. And on the way to, like, before we went to the party, we were just getting to my sister-in-law's house. And Zach and I were singing Celine Dion songs. And she's a vocal powerhouse, right? And like singing it, like, I love to sing. I don't know if you know this about me, but I do love to sing. And I mean, don't put me on American Idol, but I can carry a tune in a bucket. Like, I enjoy it, right? I did have classical voice lessons when I think I was in middle school or high school, somewhere around there. So I have had some classical training. And then I was always in choir, all the things, but, and musicals. Yeah, that too. So, but again, like, don't put me on American Idol, like, probably not, even though that'd be fun, but still probably not. Anyway, back to the story. Hello. We're driving along. I'm singing these Celine Dion songs, like, so clear, like, was able to, like, just belt these things out with clarity. And then fast forward later that afternoon, after I'd eaten the mac and cheese and stopped the shake fast, and I was clearing my throat like crazy. And I was like, and in that moment, it just dawned on me. I was like, oh, dang. Like, I never realized how much, oh, and my nose was dripping. So I tend to have like postnasal drip, like, just like, it's just annoying. Like, my nose is runny, but it's like clear and just like drippy sometimes. And that was happening too. So I'm like clearing my throat, like super phlegmy. And I'm also, my nose is starting to drip again. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and in that moment, I just had so much clarity and awareness of, like, dairy does not impact me positively. And I just, like, I even said something to my sister-in-law. I was like, I don't think dairy sits well with me. And that also makes me kind of sad because I love cheese. And I mix my shakes, not during the reset or during the shake cleanse, but I typically mix them with cow's milk. And it just, I was like, shoot. But, like, I wouldn't have had that moment of clarity had I not engaged in at least that short amount of time, more than half a day of doing this shake fast. And, like, this week during this 5-day reset, today is day 2, I'm not clearing my throat. My nose is not drippy. Like, I'm sleeping better. Like I said, I have full mobility and no pain or inflammation in my neck right now. My joints don't hurt right now. Like, guys. And so that is why I wanted to get on here and talk about this, because if you are not in your health journey yet, but you're thinking about it and you're just unsure because there's so much noise out there of what to do, I highly recommend that, well, first of all, you join me on our next 5-day reset. We'll do another one at the end of May. I think it's probably somewhere around there. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. If you want in, I'll do it with you anytime, any day. My neighbor's doing it with me. She's not on, Facebook where we run our group. But she and I are just doing it. Like, I'll totally text you through that, because gosh, it just helps so much. And it really gets you back to that baseline of, like, what does good feel like? Do I even know? And just sets the stage for launching your health journey. and feeling good and knowing what interacts with your body. And so like then after the 5-day reset, then it's a slow introduction of foods so that you can tell, like, okay, when I add gluten back in, like, how does my body handle that? When and then waiting a few days and seeing how that goes, adding dairy back in, like, how does that go? Like, I already know how that went, so I'm not going to be adding dairy back in like I did before after this reset, thinking of like, okay, well, what am I going to mix my shakes with? And actually, I think I like no sugar added coconut water because it has the electrolytes in there. And I already take a hydrating electrolyte drink each day. So I was like, I think I might just keep it that way. But anyways, sorry, tangent. I am the queen of all tangents, If you've listened to any of my episodes for long enough, you know that that's the case. I do. I'm like, oh, squirrel. But anyways, so where was I going with that? Yeah, so you're invited. I'm officially inviting you to the next 5-day reset because, it just is going to make you feel better. It's going to give you that baseline and it's going to help you to feel satisfied in the bathroom. Like that is such a huge win in my book. It's going to help you to just have more energy. Like I have so much more energy. I was to the point where like every afternoon and evening again, like I was getting so tired no matter what. And then here's the thing, I get into that cycle of coffee all day long. And so then, yes, I'm awake during the day and struggling, but then I can't sleep at night. And it's a vicious cycle. And I love coffee. I don't know why I did it, but right before the reset, I bought, so I don't even know how you say it. It's like SKOK, just cold brew coffee from Aldi. And I bought some like cold foam cream to go with it. I don't know why I did that. And I had one before this weekend. I think I had one on Friday. Like I made myself an iced cold brew with cold foam. And it was so good. Oh my gosh, it was so good. But like, it's okay to have coffee and enjoy that. But when it becomes that cycle of like, I'm so tired, so I need something to keep going. So now I'm drinking all the coffee. Well, now I can't sleep at night. Okay, I'm waking up tired. Like, it's just this vicious cycle. And so doing a 5-day reset like this, something to help your body get rid of toxins, helps break that cycle and get back to what good feels like. So then you can move from there. Because why would you want to keep trying to get results, eating healthy and working out, but continue to not get results because your body is like, bro, we can't deal with that stuff. Like we're just trying to survive inside here because there's so much toxic load going on and there's a burden and we're weighed down and we can't handle it, right? So yeah, it's a little over dramatic, but it doesn't feel over dramatic at times. Like it just feels like, like something has got to change, right? Well, this is what it is. I'm telling you, do a 5-day reset. I obviously recommend you do it with Chelsey products with our Life Shake protein because it's clean, it's quality, it's easily digestible. It has all of the essential vitamins and minerals you need in there, fiber, all the things. Like it's macro balanced. It's the best. Is the best. Oh gosh, guys, I've been watching reels of Borat accents, and it just makes me laugh because I think Zach and I do Borat accents all the time. Like you'll never get this. I'm not the greatest at accents. Anyway. And then we also use the 7-day healthy cleanse. And then because there's 7 days in there, I always do a prep, like take the first day of supplements the day before you start, and then the last packs the day after you're done. So it totally works. And then, if you are someone who is used to having caffeine every day, like do not go cold turkey and quit because you will get a massive migraine and you will be cranky. I am speaking from personal experience on this. And so actually what I do and what I've been doing is I've been doing a sustained energy boost in the morning because what I like about it is a slow release. And so it has green coffee bean extract, Chardonnay grape extract, green tea extract. I don't even know how to say that. Rhodiola rosea extract and ginseng root extract. And so it's like the healthy 5-hour energy. And I like that because it doesn't kill my body with this spike in caffeine and force things. Like it's just a gentle support to my adrenals, I guess. Anyways, and then it helps me avoid that caffeine headache, and then my family is happy because I'm not a big cranky monster because I have a headache and I need caffeine, right? And so like I always say, like, if you're used to drinking like 4 cups of coffee a day, right? Like, cut it to 2 and wean yourself off slowly during the week so that you can have coffee as an enjoyment thing every once in a while and not because you have to or you get to be a cranky monster, right? Like what message are we sending if every morning, and this is where I just was, like, I was to the point where like every morning if people were talking to me before my coffee, I was just like, stop. Like, I need my coffee first. Like, go away. Like, what message is that sending to our kids? Honestly, that like we have to have this thing in order to function and to be nice. Right? Like, totally calling myself out on this one. Like, it was bad. It was getting to the point of bad. I think it was Friday. I think I literally drank coffee all day, and like that's like all I drank. Maybe I had a few sips of water. By the way, pause a second and take a drink of water if you haven't. Okay, stay hydrated, my friends. But I am pretty sure I peed out straight coffee on Friday because I drank so much coffee all day long. Like, that is not healthy. Especially mix that with like toxic overload and like reaching for sugary things, and so now I'm having like sugary coffees. Oh gosh, you guys, like, I was a mess. I was such a mess before this. I'm so glad I'm getting my life together and I'm doing this 5-day reset because it was just not good. It was not good. And like I was at the point too where like I wasn't eating any vegetables anymore, or really fruit. Like, oh, it's so bad. Like, I was prioritizing protein, like, for sure, but you need fiber, right? Like, and I was eating, I don't know if I told you guys, I know I was telling somebody, but Ruthie got these like giant frosted donuts for her birthday. And she didn't really want them or didn't like them. I'm not really sure why, because my kids love sweets and we don't have sweets that often, lately, too often. But anyways, but I ate so many, like, they were so good. Probably if I ate one now, I'd be like, ooh, I don't know. I'm not going to eat one now. But that's why we don't buy those things, because when we have them in the house, then I will eat them. So we just don't have all that stuff. Like, we don't have soda in the house. We don't have those kinds of like super processed snacks and treats and things like I have like dark chocolate in the house. Like, that's what I have. And probably we still have like a whole thing of Halloween candy, probably left over from like the last 2 years, but it's up high. I don't even want it. But again, lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going with that one. But, it's just when we, like, what we eat establishes our gut bacteria, like the flora, the microbiome. I'm sure you've heard all these words, right? It's like, depending on the food we eat, that impacts the bacteria we have in our guts, because certain bacteria like to eat certain things and other bacteria like to eat other things. So like bad bacteria in the gut really thrives off of sugar and sugar and sugar and junk, right? And so when we're feeding our body those things, that our guts are going to be overpopulated and flourished with that bad bacteria. And so the opposite is true, though, when we're feeding our bodies good things like fiber rich fruits and veggies, and we're minimizing our toxic load by, going through all the things of like what's in our skincare, what's in our cleaners, what's in our body care products, what are we putting on our grass, like what's in our water we're drinking, like going through all of those things and reducing as much as we possibly can in a way that is sustainable for us. Like, we don't need to go and live in a hole somewhere by ourselves, right? Like, that's dumb. We need to live in reality, and that's why I say low tox is it. But no one is force feeding you. No one's at the grocery store telling you what to buy. Like, you are. Like, as a mom, if you're a mom listening, like, you are the gatekeeper of your house. And like all the things when it comes to especially what we eat. Okay, and maybe you're not the cook. Okay, so then maybe you're not the gatekeeper in that sense, but you're still the gatekeeper for your body. You still decide what you're going to eat and what you're going to put in your body and on your body and around your body, right? Like, it's a powerful thing. And then teaching our kids by modeling it ourselves, right? Instead of saying like, don't eat the donut while I'm eating the donut. Well, how come you can eat the donut and I can't? Well, because donuts aren't good for you. Well, then why are you eating it? But like, do you see, like, that just doesn't work for kids. And I was kind of in that place there for a little bit too, because my gut health was just so bad, and my toxic load was so high. So, okay, I'm not going to repeat myself anymore. But I am going to put that webinar about eat more for fat loss in the show notes. And I'm going to put a form, I think, in the show notes where you can fill it out and send it my way. It'll be very short because I don't want to make something long. And see if the 5-day reset that we're going to be doing next is going to be a good fit for you too. And honestly, that launching pad to help you kick off or restart your health and wellness journey and just know what good feels like. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want, right? Like, we just want to feel good. We want to feel light. We want to feel clean. We want to be able to get dressed and not be like, ugh, right? Like, we want to get dressed and be like, sweet, like, let's go, right? We want our movement to be fully functioning and active, right? Like, I want to be 37 and feel much younger, and that's totally possible. You know, I don't want to be 37 and feel 37 or even much older. Like, and that's 100% in my control when it comes to lifestyle, diet, exercise, all those things, doing something like a 5-day reset. So I hope this was encouraging to you. I hope that you laughed along with some of my ridiculous stories. And most of all, that you can relate to the fact that I don't have it all together. Like, I'm a personal trainer. I'm certified in nutrition. I have a health and wellness business. And yet I live in reality. And I had gotten way off the tracks and just had a lot of signs of, I need to do this for my body. And it's been such a great decision. And I hope that if you're feeling like you're way off the tracks too, like, you're not alone. I was there, and that there's something you can do about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you